here we are with Fellowship the Deep, Season 1, Episode 6.
I'm Tyler. I'm playing the Overlord, Grand Architect Zane, and to my left we have X playing Y.
Peter as Architect Juno Alderon.
Mark as Prover, the dwarf.
Devin as Goblin King, the Orc.
Nicole as Marilla the Rain.
And we are in August 2019. I keep forgetting to mention the year.
Okay, and who wants to recap what happened last session?
Well, we went to talk with the old Broken folk, and then we figured out that they had a paid piper problem, and someone took their youth. So we went to the artist colony and confronted the elf.
To be clear, they took their young. They did not steal the youth from the rock folk to make them old.
I mean, same thing. I mean, they're sort of interchangeable. That just the average age went up. And then we had some talking to with, you know, the Brockfolk and the elf and so on, and we also had talk with a water image of Zane that's pretty much an avatar for the dragon that's on the bottom of the world, saying that he hates us and he'll make me suffer, especially by, you know, making other people suffer because I care.
When you say he hates us, who specifically does he hate?
I mean, I'm guessing everyone, maybe minus the rat.
Are you guessing everyone? Was it unclear?
It wasn't unclear. He hates you specifically.
I mean, doesn't he hate other people? I mean,
He hates the builders.
Okay.
He hates other people in general, but none of the others PCs. He doesn't give a shit about me. He's just murdering
You're
all my
incidental.
people to hurt you.
My. I should feel so special.
Okay, so we'll just jump right in. So you guys are heading back from the colony towards the Brockenfolk village.
Yeah, I figure we're going to drop these people off, right?
Yeah.
Yes, obviously we're giving them a ride.
Yeah.
I wonder how he took them here in this little rowboat of his.
Well, there are other
Yeah.
boats around.
Yeah. Obviously, there were boats dodging. They built a small town.
Yeah.
So, remember how Zane mentioned a Goblin town?
What about it?
Yeah.
We should go visit that, because he probably did something awful to it, too.
Yeah. What's it called? Fixed it or something like that?
Tetrodoxin.
Not even close. Anyone had an X in it.
It's probably a pirate colony. That's what I would call a pirate colony if I was a goblin and I was gonna name it a pirate colony. I'd call it Tetrodoxin.
See, what I'd love to see is have Acer go to the Goblin colony, try to convince their youth to go and leave it as he did with this
They'd be
colony.
like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Wait, no, I wouldn't call it that. I'd call it something else. Yeah, I'm all mixed up.
See, now that would be amusing. But no, he had to go to the Brockfolk.
So you guys get back to the village.
Yep.
You are welcomed with open arms. They are ecstatic to see the young folk back. But there is a subdued element to the mood as well. And one of the elders takes you aside, you specifically,
Okay.
and says, while you were out, we had terrible news. One of the pillars has come down.
Oh man. Which one has fallen?
The north.
This is terrible news indeed. Looks like he's been causing problems to keep us away from stopping him from taking them down.
I didn't even know they could come down. I didn't believe it at first when I heard it.
We stopped the first, we weren't able to stop the second, we must stop the rest of them.
You'll have to stop the third.
Alright, so yeah, thank you for this knowledge. We'll come back and I have some dire news. The northern pillar has fallen.
Well, that would be a problem.
How many places of power are there about?
Why are you pointing at me?
Because you command lore about the builders. How many pillars are there?
As many as there need to be. If, you know, we keep stalling and...
8. There's 8.
Okay.
Yes, 8 warriors of light crystals. Fancy.
See, there are as
That's
many...
just nothing.
There are as many uses of power as needed for the game, really. So.
So tell us about the people that you've added to your crew.
Well, actually, only the one right now. The rest are still in training, so they don't really count yet.
Okay.
They only gain so many levels. Hamish Thornpelt, the guy I was talking with in the, he was a young brash fighter, but the rock folk tend to go that he was a little too young to have sworn his oath, and realizing that he's kind of been completely misled about the whole thing and the whole pillar destruction, he's kind of decided he's going to sign on and do his 5 years before he spends the rest of his life, especially with the threats of the people. So he's a doughty fighter. He's a dwarven defender, and he will take the place of the muscle on the ship.
Okay. And you guys also notice that there is a whale that has beached itself on the shore that is now being butchered and used to feed the community.
We saw that happen up north once when I was in the Arctic. It took 4 hours for them to bring it down to nothing.
I did not see because I did not want to see.
It was crazy.
I knew it was happening. I'm like, I'm just not going outside today.
Like full grown, like 2 of them full grown, nothing. Not even blood in the sand.
Yeah. Well, the badgers are really digging in. Yeah. And
Oh, and if you're willing to put in a few, a little bit, I may be able to arm us more appropriately with some of the weapons from the ancient, that have been kept in reserve.
By all means.
That's going to represent the dwarven training.
sure.
Yeah.
So everyone gets some fancy little bits of armor and metal and rings of protection +2 and.
And then you guys head out.
I'm just like trying to put on the ring and just.
Oh, they actually, yeah, they probably have a torque or something that will actually.
They pour some fancy water in, yeah.
Sparkling water.
Dazzle dazzle.
Ever
Glitter
potion.
So you guys are heading to the Goblin community?
Yeah, so I in my mind, I mixed up the Nilbog Sargasso with Tetrodoxin, so I've been giving the wrong description in my mind the whole time.
Okay. Why don't you tell us about the community before we head there?
So, Tetrodotoxin. This used to be a series of sort of like coral islands in the middle of the ocean that like nymphs and dryads would frolic in, and there'd be trees and glades on the inside once you went in further, and like it was beautiful at night because there were like jellyfish clusters and pufferfish breeding grounds all over, so there was like all this floating fish and like glowing multitudinous things. Then they all left. Well, all the ones that didn't have terrible taste left. That place is overrun with goblins who just aren't that bothered by jellyfish stings and pufferfish venom. So only the hot fairy women that like ugly things and cute ugly things like pugs have stayed behind, or who are like the main character from 12 Forever, who just like garbage.
She is trash.
Yeah.
In like the best way, but
Yeah, it was like this natural spring that's just been ruined in the middle of the ocean.
Okay, so you guys head out, and the ocean is still, again, just deathly still. Not a lot of stuff is going on. You don't really notice any fish swimming. Your dolphins are following. Your mermaid is following. But other than that, there's not a lot of signs of aquatic life. And you slowly come up across Tetrodoxin, and as you approach, you notice that the rolling hills that were once kind of infested with jellyfish and nymphs and whatever have all been converted into farmland, and there are a number of quaint little villages just propped up on top of the rolling hills.
looks like another bunch of your people got slaughtered.
Easy come, easy go.
They're all small villages, like
Oh, buy a bunch of halflings too.
goblin-sized.
Out of character, I got
Yeah,
immediately.
we all know what's
But
happening.
like in character, it's like, well, goblins wouldn't do this, so clearly.
Welcome to Hobbit Town.
As you get closer and closer, you notice that there are goblins out tilling the fields. They're all dressed in remarkably clean white robes for people who are also at the same time tilling the earth. And as your ship approaches, a small group of them come down to greet you.
All right, we'll get the whole procession out.
Okay. Welcome, Goblin King. Have you come seeking enlightenment? to our village.
I am welcomed.
And who are your friends?
Oh, crap, I can't remember their names. This is our kin, Marilla. This is Hoover from the Brock folk. And that is Grand Architect Juno, the Boy King.
Mostly right.
He's a Boy King.
I was under the impression the Grand Architect was Zane.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, we welcome all here. Please, come in.
I'm literally copying that hand motion he keeps doing.
Okay, I'm going to use royal treatment so everybody can fill your bellies.
Yay!
This is from Marilla.
Healing flows through me.
does
I'm
it-
a god.
That's the only thing that is the only thing that heals my stats.
I mean, just fill your belly, so
Goblin
whatever
King.
acts, fill your belly.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
This does. Is it just me, or do these people seem a little odd for you to people?
Yeah, goblins get weird. Maybe something was done to them.
No jewelry?
That's right,
No
let's see
jewelry.
where it goes.
But they are more than happy to lay out a fantastic feast before you. They just they pull out all the stops.
Wait, cooked this?
Yes, yes. When we saw the sails of your ship arriving, we immediately went to work. We don't get many visitors, and every visitor is a cherished treasure among our community.
Where are all the hot elfin women?
I'm sorry?
Did they leave?
Yes, some time ago.
What about the ones that don't have any standards? Did they also leave?
It's just goblins here now.
Oh. I know there were halflings here. Where did they go?
The halflings have moved on.
That
So I'm
happened during
not
the
gonna
purge.
This is a goblin community now. Only goblins live in the peace of the shell.
The shell?
Yes, the shell. The shell brings us prosperity. The shell brings us wealth.
Tell
The
us
shell
about
brings us peace.
it. Yeah, tell us about it.
I feel like I just did.
Greater detail. Recount to us the tale of how you came to this idyllic way of life.
Well, we were at one time lost the way, and please don't take offense, but lost the way you seem to be lost now.
I just gave a speech about organizing a union.
Yes,
Lost.
but you carry with you weapons of violence. This is not the new Goblin way.
Okay.
Ooh, the
Go
new
on.
Goblin way.
The shell came to us from the sea. We were lost, and then it washed up upon our shores, and we began to have great dreams. Dreams of a new goblin society, a society which we have now built here.
So, you guys are full?
Full?
Yeah, you're full. Like you're not always hungry.
No. We have a land of plenty before us.
What are you gonna do about the explosive population of our people that is constantly happening, driving us to Rome?
We'll just expand into new lands.
What if other people are living there?
We will coexist.
Yeah.
See, the old Goblin way was a way of conflict. It led our people astray. It led us to be outcasts and shunned. But the new Goblin way is a way of peaceful cohabitation. We will be welcomed with open arms.
That's one way of, integrating with everybody else.
So
So
to be very clear, they're not mind controlled, right? Because goblins are immune to that. Like we have the feat for it as a core class function. They're not mind controlled, right?
Oh, shit.
well then, they're not goblins. And hope is our friend risen up.
Yeah, I'm a daughter of chaos, which is me and my people. When someone attempts to enslave, control, intimidate, terrify, or command us, they always act as they please.
Okay, I can work with that.
We're also immune to the heir's core move, yes, my liege.
Okay.
You can't order us around like we're peasants, because we'll kill and eat you.
But royal treatment works.
Yeah, royal treatment works just fine.
they are living the way that they please.
Okay, no, I figured it'd be a little.
Let's go more with suggestion than mind control.
They willingly put on the shackles. It's the new fashion now.
Well, I mean, they're not doing anything terrible.
Yeah. No, you know, Juno's enjoying this, smoking his pipe weed and so on.
At least until Act 2, and then we find out that the
Yeah, there's
purge,
obviously
the purge
something
happens
wrong.
weekly.
Yeah.
Goblins have a lot of major problems. Explosive population, and they're animals. They have instinct problems.
Yeah.
They're always hungry. So it's like, all right.
Yeah, these goblins are acting distinctly ungoblin-like.
Yeah. Which, whatever. We're a bunch of different cultures that are only labeled goblins because of his people. So there was just a weird breed of them. Okay, all right.
I mean, you
can
could
dig
just
it.
dare one of them to jump into the fire and see whether they go for it. If they not,
Yeah, none of these goblins are pulling out a gun and shooting themselves in the mouth because they don't care about death. All goblins are naturally born with the knowledge that they go nowhere when they die, and therefore don't care about life or death. It's just one day after another in a sequence until it isn't, and it's idyllic.
By goblin standards.
It's pretty idyllic. You just wake up every day and have fun till you die.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're laying out a great feast for you. There's a wide spread.
Yeah, we're enjoying ourselves.
Is it still vegetarian?
Yes.
See?
Yeah.
I'm keeping a...
Even also grabbing rocks from the ground,
I'm going
goblins
to.
eat stuff.
I'm going to
Look closely.
look closely and make sure there's no poison.
Okay.
Oh, I wouldn't have even thought of that.
Yeah, you should probably, because this place is covered in jellyfish and pufferfish.
13.
Also, goblins can eat things that other people can't.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
And they're dumb.
So I was about to launch into that. It is poisonous, but you don't get the feeling that they're trying to poison you. It's more just kind of this is the food
This
that they
is the food
eat.
that they eat.
Yeah.
I'm eating it because anything.
I'll mention just so you know, eating this would be quite lethal. That's pufferfish, and that I believe would be
Fox jellyfish.
yes. Most
Oh.
of us will die from eating that.
Dolphins like that.
Yeah, they do.
Can you bring us some non-goblin food? Do we have any?
I believe we have some lentils.
That sounds edible.
That's not vegetarian.
Lentils?
Pufferfish and jellyfish isn't
It's-
vegetarian.
They're
Pescatarian.
pufferfish are vegetables. They're balls of cotton that grow in the ocean.
I mean, jellyfish are barely
Next thing you're
sentient.
gonna tell me,
Did you just say...
the sea cucumber is
Sorry,
not vegetarian.
Did you just say that jellyfish are barely sentient?
I mean, yes. Yeah.
Jellyfish
They're
are
barely sentient. I mean, they
Not
kind of are.
I don't know.
they're
Are they?
slime.
Yeah, I don't think they actually.
Adventurers kill slimes and no one cares.
But
Like, I don't care in
understanding
character.
the
It's
true
just...
hierarchy of the lobster will no. Sorry.
Okay, so they go and they come back with a basket full of beans that they put in front of you.
I mean, the goblins that I have brought with me are all eaten.
Okay.
You were meant they were all eaten. Like, you had ate them.
I mean, not now. Just
So tell me, Brother Goblin, what can we do for you?
I'm your king, not your brother.
stop.
Shy away from that word here.
Sounds like they
I'm just starting to stare at them.
seem like they
He looks very
organized
uncomfortable.
themselves and rejected the
Say my name.
shackles.
Brother Goblin?
Say my name.
Brother Goblin?
Then they're immune to being commanded. I couldn't make.
Oh no, yeah, that's why goblins are a nightmare to be dealt with. You can't force them to do what they don't want to do.
I hear you call yourself Goblin King.
There it is.
But again, we don't like that word here.
How come only goblins are here?
Well, the shell is like the tide. It has a push and a pull. It pulls goblins to it, and it pushes others away.
That's smart.
Is the dragon trying to be helpful as like a laurel leaf or whatever?
It might be another scenario of where we're going to a place, having a grand old time, socializing while something bad's happening in the background yet again.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world to let people out of harm's reach after your people go extinct.
I mean, we should.
He
try to
did
be
say
friendly.
that he was gonna try to fix the goblins being hurt all the time. Maybe this is what he meant.
So, out of curiosity, could later perhaps we be introduced to the Great Shell?
Oh, you want to see the shell for yourself?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, if you want us to see it, sure, that sounds fun.
Yes, of course.
We love exploring new things.
Yes, after dinner.
of course.
I
We're
can
back.
change it to something different.
We're back. We're
Okay.
here.
Yeah, so they feed you dinner. It's a wonderful meal. You get your fill of beans or pufferfish, as you so choose. And then afterwards, they take you to a small sort of stone structure that has been hastily erected. They've obviously piled various rocks and things around. I mean, they're still goblins, so they're not really the best at building things. But it's obvious that they put a lot of effort into this structure. And inside, on an altar, you see a conch shell. And you are all in despair. You can feel like it's almost like your soul is being sucked out of you. And there's this sort of deep, passive, almost music, the sound of ocean ebbing in and out that occurs in the back of your mind.
I've never
And
felt
All
such
except for
sweet-
you.
Yeah,
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, who
Goblin
hear
King's fine.
a soothing melody.
Oh, shit.
I suddenly feel.
And
the
you were
need
not
to-
in despair.
I suddenly feel the need to drink and, quite frankly, start throwing around explosives.
Well, is that the same thing you felt in the water that, what was her name? Seaweed on the hot day mentioned?
What?
Wow, you
In last
Right.
time, well, I'm gonna have influence, but
So,
in the last episode,
Oh, the tone.
Yes.
That. Oh no.
Prover
No.
has literally just dealt with something just like this, not that long ago. So he immediately goes for his third case of booze.
Okay.
No, this is just
So-
sad. The thing in the ocean was I hate, you specifically.
huh. So maybe he split his emotions up into multiple pieces. Oh, I don't know.
What are you all talking about?
No, they're just doing wall filters.
I mean, as you mentioned, you're getting pulled, we're getting pushed. I think we're getting pushed now.
I understand. So will you be leaving us?
Fairly soon.
But you're staying.
Yeah, on the fence.
The Goblin
Does
King.
anything ever talk to you?
I mean, it speaks in dreams.
Yeah, okay, one moment.
I will bash my head against the wall and knock myself out,
Okay.
right in front of it.
Okay.
I have a concussion now. Don't let me choke on my own tongue.
Yeah. Okay. So
Dreams, okay.
you are taken away into a world where there are just goblins. Just goblins as far as you can see. They're all working
different shapes
together,
and sizes.
different shapes, different sizes, living in harmony, tilling the earth, feeding off the bounty of the sea, and just all peacefully coexisting together.
Alright, hello? Anyone here? Anyone who wants to talk to me?
The world sort of ripples around you, almost as if you're underwater, looking through a thick curtain of seawater. I'll talk to you, Goblin King.
Hey! How's my body doing?
That was very clever.
Bashing my skull until I'm in a coma?
Well,
That's very you.
I gotta say, I like your style.
It's the first thing that came to mind.
So what can I do for you?
You're playing around with the goblins goblins a bit. Is this olive branch? 'Cause
I
you're
wouldn't-
gonna keep them away from the genocide?
Call it playing. I would call it fixing. See, I
Here's
wasn't.
that wall bringer thing.
I like it, but
That's the thing about dragons. We can't really change what we are. We came into this world to make things better. And as much as I want to tear and bite and gnash, and as much as I'm going to tear and bite and gnash, there's still this part of me that wants to take things and elevate them.
I'm not gonna blame you for that. Do you think I'm gonna blame a bear when he eats me?
No, I don't think you are, Goblin King. I think we understand each other a little.
I'm all instinct. Do you think this is rehearsed? I just do this like a wolf poops. I'm an animal. I don't think the wall builders get it. They just don't, doesn't click for them.
Well, the wall builders aren't going to be around for too much longer.
No,
But
right?
goblins just might.
It's a little bothersome that you're using the same kind of thoughts that the wall builders use. It's like you've internalized their habits a bit. From being imprisoned by them for so long.
That's interesting. You think I took from the wall builders?
I think that being imprisoned by them might have rubbed off, and you're obsessing over how they wronged you might have infected you in some way. That's normal for most people in a traumatic situation. Or a torture situation. It's a classic sign of PTSD. Again, instinct. Wolf pooping in the woods. I don't know any of this. It's just coming to me. I'm an animal.
The wall builders took after us.
I know that. Just from you.
I just want to be very clear about that.
Absolutely. No, I believe it.
I'm not internalizing any wall builder bullshit.
Then why do you want to fix goblins? They're fine. They're happy on their own. They don't need to be fixed. They just need wall builders to stop, using them for target practice.
See, you think the problem is with the world. But the problem's not with the world. The problem is with goblins. Goblins need to be better. They're a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit in the board. They need to be shaved down a little. We need to sew off some of those rough edges.
Are any of those rough edges, stemming from the confusion you had when you first tried to control one of my people? How did that go? Were you surprised? Were you taken aback?
I'll admit that I didn't expect the degree of resiliency that I encountered.
I can barely keep them under control, and I was born to do it.
But I'm not trying to keep them under control.
You've got them building walls.
It's a soft touch.
You've got them building walls. And you've got them segregating themselves from others. That's not a solution. That leads to a very dangerous thing. I don't think you fully understand my people.
I'm figuring them out.
The whole reason I joined up with Boy Wizard King Hero was because if the wall builders and their friends keep pushing the way they're pushing, goblins tend to be very weird with how they change. And I'm, again, animal. It just comes to me. I was born, specifically, I was born to stop some changes that will happen if they keep getting pushed on the way they're pushed on. I can't really tell you what it's like, but I know the shape of it. The shape of it isn't kind.
Tell me more about that. What happens if we push goblins?
Well, it's not like wall builders, but it's a little more... You know how I know all this just from being born?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what happens when I die?
No.
I've never goblin the world in a little way, not like some sort of novel about a perfect hive of bugs, but in a little way knows what I know. They don't understand it, they don't care, why would they? They know it. It works that way for most goblins and goblin kings. So that's how they know how to migrate. That's how they know where food is. That's that's how goblins kind of instinctually know that they can't murder people when they raid.
Yeah,
Because it makes
that's
people
all
miserable.
very interesting, but I want to circle back to this idea of what goblins will do if the builders keep pushing them.
Well, they'll get pretty hyper-violent, I'm guessing.
Really? That's very interesting.
That's very
Not the
convenient.
way that would be useful to you, though, because if they internalize those traits, they'll start getting a lot more colonizing. And if they start getting colonizing, they'll start building things. If they start building walls, they're never going to get out of here. They'll never be able to stop goblins.
Well,
They move too fast, and if they take on wall builder traits, you think the wall made of how do they put it? Made out of cold water, or was it spicy water? I guess that's boiling water. You think the wall made out of cold water is bad? Wait till they start ripping up the entire world to make a wall. Just because they think it's neat.
I think I'm going to take this in a different direction. You've given me a lot to think about. Thank you, Goblin King.
I wouldn't recommend it, but alright.
And you wait.
All right.
Hey,
So, what's the lowdown?
oh, I talked to the dragon. He wants to fix my people like wall builders.
No, that does sound like him.
Yeah, I might have put an idea in his head that's a little bit funny, but we'll see how that plays out. It might make my job a lot easier, actually. We'll see if he takes the bait.
Okay,
I'm not
so...
gonna tell you it's a surprise.
Okay, so...
The
you're
Goblin Priest is just like looking back and forth between the two of you.
So, you're gonna eat the shell here, or what are we going to do about
No,
this?
let me blow it up with explosives. Oh, you, Goblin Priest. I just spoke with the thing that gave you the shell. He's gonna go in a different direction with all of this, so
Roll with
don't even worry about it. Start shitting on the floor and everything. It'll be fine.
Let's
I
roll.
don't understand anything you're talking about.
Oh, you'll
Something
see.
gave you that shell.
Everything will be fine.
The
Whoever
ocean
walks
gave
over
it to us.
this-
Yeah, there's a
this
god
shore.
at the bottom of the ocean, and I just had a talk with him because we're friends.
We're not really a big fan of the G word here.
Yeah, well, who do you think gave you that shell?
I think it just came to us.
Some magic shell just came to us. I'm in a children's story.
I mean, it's
He's like
worked out pretty
Motaro.
well.
I mean, it's like a scenario where you have a little ant colony and you're big and you give them a little bit of food and they think, you know, it's all great. It's
Are you
just-
calling us ants?
No, but in
I
comparison...
don't like your tone, Builder.
There it is.
Oh my. Well...
Meanwhile,
Hoover.
Hoover's just got like a backpack set up, and he's basically just
Roll it.
yeah.
Okay, if you're going for explosives, the entire goblin community comes out and stands physically between you and the shell.
I mean, he's right beside it right now, so they better act fast.
Well, does he have explosives with him?
Yeah, of course I do.
So do I!
It's on my
Okay.
character sheet.
I brought all my goons, and they also have bombs. We all have bombs.
I also have
Alright.
acidic enzymes. I could just.
So I will.
I mean... Yeah.
So like basically, I'm gonna assume I've like set it up, and I'm sort of walking away, and they just sort of like get between me and
Yeah.
the thing.
They start picking up the explosives.
Okay, I just pull up my gun and shoot the explosives.
Okay?
Finish them, I guess.
Yeah. Roll for it.
Yeah,
How
I'll
close are
kill
you
some of
guys
my
all to
people.
these explosives?
That's a good question. I mean, I've got a gun, so that
Yeah,
was.
but we were in a little building.
You're all in like a little stone
I could
house.
just melt it.
Could you?
Probably have
It's
this.
probably not.
Unless it's magically acid
most-
resistant.
Yeah, it probably is, but we're gonna go with the big boom boom. I mean, what's the worst that could
Oh,
happen?
come on, it's just an explosion. Don't be a baby.
Roll with help, because we're walking with dragon...
And I'm drunk, so that gives me.
I'm drunk.
Vigor. I don't
This seems like a
control
perfectly
anything.
good plan. 13.
Okay. You blow up the little stone hut. I guess everyone who's inside there takes some body damage. You kill the goblin priest. And as the dust settles, the altar and the shell remain.
Okay, I'll just mark that stuff off.
What the hell are you doing?
Aren't you mad?
I'm all riled up.
Aren't you mad?
I'm gonna growl.
Aren't you mad?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
It's feeling like someone boxed you here, didn't they? That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna box under the goblin. I'm like,
Hey, come on, aren't you mad?
Okay, they all start baring their teeth and growling at Poover.
Time to use my magical boots and start flying.
I can't believe what happened. It was so shocking. I don't even know what happened.
I'm gonna.
I'm confused. I don't know what's going on.
I'll start yelling at them.
Well, I don't know what to do. If I know what to do, I think I'll riot. Do you guys feel like rioting? I'm so uncertain about what to do. No one's telling me what to do.
I'll just keep screaming at
Talk
them.
sense.
Talk sense.
Yeah, talk nonsense.
If I don't know what to do, I'll start rioting.
While he's yelling at them, I would like to go and walk over to the shell.
Okay.
Melt it.
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna give it to you so you can fly away with it.
I'm going to look closely at it to see what sort of magic is protecting it, I guess.
Okay.
Don't you? Oh no, that's a different game. I was gonna say, don't you have counter magic? And I was like, oh wait, no, that's your other character.
13. So
you successfully incite the goblins into a riot.
like not like a riot to kill Poover, like a goblin. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna do the first thing that comes to mind and start crying and screaming riot, like a dwarf fortress.
It is very directionless. It is kind of raw, uncontained rage. But in so doing, it is also a threat to all of you.
Yeah. Like I'm flipping stuff over. I'm riding with them.
Okay. There are goblins coming at each of you.
I fly up.
With the shell. Unless I couldn't pick it up.
Okay. So yeah,
Is it pick up a ball?
I'll go and help on this one because this is just the sort of thing he's really good at.
Okay.
This Poover's really, really good in a brawl. He goes, "Follow me!" And he just heads towards the ship, basically ignoring the goblins and just sort of barreling through them at top speed. I will forge a path.
Okay.
And I'm still drunk, so...
Yeah, force a path for everyone through the goblins so you guys can escape.
how long are you drunk? Because drunk lasts usually for one roll.
Does it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's wicked short.
Okay.
But
You wanna
you're
do
also
something
in
for music?
despair because of their shell.
I rolled with hope because I was working with you idiots.
Oh, yeah. That is a possibility. Now I'll just cross off another booze.
Okay.
So he's just going to drink and start smashing the empty bottle left, right, and center and treat it like a bar brawl. 7 goes up to 9.
Oh shit, I could have taken the Destiny playbook now.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'll change that around.
So that would be forging a path. We are going to...
I fucked that up completely. I didn't even need to take that custom. I can ditch that custom.
To alone, leave yourself to danger, or damage something important. Your choice.
I got rid of the belly thing. Fuck that. Don't worry.
What do you think?
I will, can I just take damage as a cut?
Sure, but I'm gonna damage one of your companions.
Oh, okay. So like the guy who is going to be he's guarding the boat. He's getting
Yeah. He's not quite as tough as you, and the goblins swarm over him and start biting and clawing at his fur, and tearing him down, and he damages one of his stats.
Okay.
Yeah,
He only has one, so I think so.
So you see him just descend under a tide of small frothing goblins. And this place is just
Loyal and shield.
Oh, yeah.
going nuts. Like, it's like someone hit a switch, and these goblins have just erupted into violence. They're tearing off their white robes. They're throwing pitchforks at the wall. They're smashing melons. They're just going insane.
Okay. So I look closely at all the cells. It means I get to ask 3 questions, but I find that one of them the hard way. So I guess it's just like, what sort of magic is protecting this shell? How do we, I guess, restore
Destroy
this? Well, restore this community back to its normal, to be normal, and I guess like what should we do to resolve this issue in general?
Okay, so let's go one at a time. What's your first question?
What sort of magic is protecting this shell? What will it take to destroy it?
The shell cannot be destroyed.
Okay, so I'm guessing we'll need to move it far away so they won't be under the influence.
Yes, that is
So we
correct.
need to dispose of it.
She yeeted over the wall.
Put it in the cannon.
Yeah. So I guess what will the goblins do now that we're taking this shell away from them?
They will probably attack anything within arm's reach.
Fair enough.
And you find that out the hard way because they start creating a little pyramid to clamber up to you where
Oh yeah,
you're,
they do that.
Like
They
ants.
swarm like ants.
where you're trying to eat away in your magic shoes, and they grab a hold of you and start pulling you down.
Does anyone want to help me?
I'm gonna help you.
Over?
So yeah, as we learned, I fucked up, and I actually live in Lord of the Beast now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say the Overlord fucked up by letting me get into his head a few too many times.
Okay.
All right, so I will scurry up the pyramid with you onto
Yes.
the shell.
Hey, I know you're listening. Not you. I know you're listening. You know what you probably shouldn't have let a goblin do? You probably shouldn't have let it get inside of you.
And I'll make a cawing sound as loud as I can, and a rock, like a giant bird, a natural part of the ecosystem, will appear from the clouds covered in goblin spores. Like it's been goblinized.
Okay.
It will descend down and grab the shell, and it will fly away with it.
Okay. It takes it to parts unknown.
Yeah, I'm gonna direct it to take it just out to where past the wall, wherever it roosts.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like a big, beautiful bird, but it has like bumps on it. One of its eyes is big like a pug. It looks all pug-like.
This is great, because then if adventurers go and find it and like try and fight it, presuming they're not goblins, they're gonna go into despair right away and have a harder time trying to fight this rock.
Fuck those guys.
That's
I am now a queen of the wild, which means I'm a leader of all beasts, and they cannot help but serve me. What does that sound like for the Overlord, eh? He was doing that with the underwater ecosystem. Wild beasts cannot harm or hinder you. Every beast you meet is a companion to you until you leave their territory, even if you hold no bonds with them. You can command lore about the wild beasts of any area you go to, including what kind of beasts live here, where you would find them, and the geology, ecology, and ecosystems they live in. I have ripped that part of your ability to command lore and taken it.
That's a pretty crazy ability for this scenario.
Yeah. Specifically for this Overlord, who's like, I've gotten control of the ecosystem. It's like, oh,
And you let me inside you and I took it.
That's nice. Now meet
Thanks,
the alpha
dickhead.
predator.
So you successfully removed the shell, but if the goblins were in a frenzy before, now they are absolutely livid, and you have a cut coming at you.
Okay.
They are literally trying to tear you apart.
Since you're right next to me, Goblin King, I want to use Long Live the Queen, which means you can roll to protect me from harm because you're within arm's reach, and you roll with hope.
sure, but I
Then
have to roll to
overcome.
protect you from home. Overcome?
Overcome.
All right.
protect you from home.
I will protect you from hummus.
How are you?
Ian,
How
you're
are
not
you
allowed
doing
to
so?
come here anymore.
God damn it.
Because he's so white.
For mayonnaise. I will simply, as soon as they're clawing at me, like, because they're apparently going to claw at me if I'm in the way of him, right? On this fucking goblin pyramid. I'm like, did you just touch? And I'll just let out all those alpha predator Goblin King sounds, and I will pick up one goblin and swallow it whole.
Okay.
To scare them off because they just did wrong.
Okay. Roll it.
I have iron now. That's so weird.
Right?
7, 8, 9. So I will pay a price to get a 10 plus result, which means I stop the cut.
Okay.
I will damage my iron stat. Because it takes a lot of iron, it takes a lot of endurance to eat an entire other goblin whole.
So in the face of a Goblin King just sort of bellowing at them unchecked, the goblins subdue a bit, and a calm ripple slowly spreads throughout the crowd as they all just kind of sit down and contemplate what they're doing.
Yeah, I start barking at them, and so does Lil and Borger, my other goblins.
Say my name,
Goblin King.
Goblin King.
And then everyone, like, will start
Goblin
chanting.
King. Goblin King. Goblin
Like,
King.
the goblins will start a chant going,
Goblin King. Goblin King. Who tells you what to do?
Goblin King.
Who speaks for you?
Goblin King.
Who tells you don't put that in your mouth?
Goblin King.
Who tells you to put it in your mouth?
Goblin King.
Goblin King. Goblin King.
Goblin King. Goblin King. Goblin King.
Gobble
Now let's eat everything here.
Yeah.
Not us.
Poor Poover.
And I'll keep them distracted with just tearing this island apart and eating it.
Yeah, they go nuts and they follow your lead.
I'll go and I was making a hole to the dock so people
Yeah.
can follow, except that you're flying and you really don't care.
I mean, we have
Well, I was
companions.
following.
Oh.
I assumed fires were going to start at some point. This is a goblin.
Oh no, fighters are starting.
Oh
Right?
yeah,
Like-
it's
We're grabbing. Yeah, we grab.
all of the huts are starting to be like disassembled, and they're setting fire to things, and they're flipping pools. It's,
Yeah, they flip the bench.
We grab Caleb or
Raph.
Hamish, whatever his name was, and we get him back onto the deck, and we will. I
Set
guess.
sail.
Yeah, we're
I'm
gonna
the
GTFO.
goblinest king you've ever met. Look what I give
And
you.
I'll just raise my hands and fish will start beaching themselves onto the beach for them.
okay, they start tearing into them and just ripping them apart with their teeth.
Spread into the water. Go there. Live there. Cut your throats for gills. Live inside the whales and sharks. Spread to the water. Spread to the water.
One of the goblins stands up and pulls out a knife and like leans his head back and then just tears the knife across his throat and falls into the water.
Maybe we
Yeah,
should tell
some of them will survive and actually grow gills.
Maybe we should tell them to go deep in the water to, show the dragon what he is wrought.
I don't have to tell them anything. They'll just do it on their own. And I'll come back onto the ship covered in blood and fire and damage.
Some of the goblins are clambering onto the ship with you.
Will they be my companions?
Yes.
Okay, we'll add them to the crew.
Part of the ship, part of the crew. Nail yourself into it. Well, that went pretty smoothly.
It did go pretty smoothly. I finally pulled it off.
Yeah.
Watch this.
I'll put my hand out and I'll have like a whale surface. And I'll put it back down. And it's starting to get all lumpy and stuff.
Yeah, we want to come with you now.
Yeah, you do. You know why?
Because that shell kind of fucked with us, and we want to fuck it back.
Because here's
Because
the
I'm
thing.
Goblin King and you're a goblin.
That's good too.
There it is. Don't forget your instincts.
Well, I think that's a wrap.
Oh, is that a wrap?
Yep, that's
Sounds like
basically
it.
Sure, we can
Problem
wrap
solved.
Are there any breadcrumbs for us to follow for the next session?
We saved the goblins.
Yeah, we did.
We saved them from the captivity of being a normal person and having a life that's, really misery.
What does the Overlord think of that stunt I pulled?
Which stunt? You pulled a couple.
Alright, the Goblin King one's kind of mine, but the part where I usurped his control of the natural world.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem for him.
I told him he didn't understand goblins.
See, now they need to be fixed by being just cut out of the ecosystem. I can't work with this. This is garbage.
Because, yeah, the next move I get, I'll take EV training, which means all the animals that are my companions grow a bit dire and look goblin-y, because I Pokemon train them to be big and angry. That just happens naturally whenever they become companions. They EV train and become, bigger and dire.
I think I have all the tools I need to assist you in becoming Boy King, by the way.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it.
And you be Tyler?
Well,
yeah.
for Nicole. But, yeah, do we have
I will admit that was quite an interesting party towards the end.
Yeah, goblins are great. Don't let them in your cities. So what's the plan? We have to stop those pillars from going down, right?
Yeah, I think that's what we'll need to do. Stop whatever he's messing with, fix up whatever part of the architecture we can, and
Figure some way to permanently put the dragon down to the so that
Well.
it cannot break out again.
we'll need to probably tighten the screws a little bit, or what have you. Well, not sure how we're gonna do that.
How will
but-
we find our next lead?
Well, if we don't find a lead, there's always that community of pirates that needs saving. They might be a bit of a help. We'll have a ship that will be able to rival Zane's.
Yeah, I have a thing, but it's like a whole thing, so we probably won't launch into it this
No,
session.
no, just
but we'll
like-
do it at the start of next session.
Oh, wait, when we got those 3 check marks, 6 people leveled up, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us.
Shit.
Which meant there'd be an extra check, because the ship got a level.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll mark that up. I guess.
Keep
Yes.
that in mind when you
I
level
did
the
mark
ship.
it.
Alright, well, we'll just go without Nicole. We don't.
Okay.
Whatever.
So I was Tyler.
Peter.
Mark.
Devin. Nicole. And this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.